Well, good morning, folks. Good afternoon, wherever time you're watching this. Sheepdog Smokey here, and beginning of another week. I have been, as always, just hanging out at the house. I did have to go in for groceries, like I do every week, helping out my parents and stuff like that. But when I'm not doing that, I tend to look at social media. I'll keep my Twitter open, which, by the way, Pissed Off Texan 7 is back. So you have that. I did have an account that I was using because Twitter said I was a bot. And I got an email yesterday that they have finally investigated after a long time and found out I'm not. I am human. So I will be removing the spare account before long. But as always, whenever anyone points anything out that is not complimentary and praise for a Democrat, they're attacked. Whenever anyone is remotely complimentary of a Republican, they're attacked. I've brought up in many videos that when we faced H1N1, SARS, or MERS under Obama, and he did little to nothing except when asked for aid, which I have said is what the president is there to do. Okay? He didn't send the hospital ship Mercy or Comfort to the Gulf when Louisiana or Florida or Texas was hurting after a hurricane or any natural disaster. He didn't do anything proactive, which he can't. Okay, there was no declaration of emergency. There was no disaster declared. So the president was basically hamstrung by the powers given to that office. Donald Trump, on the other hand, within 2 weeks of the first case showing up in the United States, had banned travel to and from mainland China, almost completely. They're now saying, well, he didn't act soon enough. He knew on January 28th. Well, 3 days later, the ban went into effect. They're demanding that he should have just sent respirators. He should have just known and sent respirators and ventilators to New York. Well, he can't do that. There are limits on what the federal government is able to do. Disaster declarations do remove some of those limits, but not all of them. If you look, as I said in a previous video, compare Texas and New York. Governor Abbott has declared a state of emergency, it's a state of disaster in Texas. Schools are closed until the end of the year. We are not locked down, but we are unable to do many of the things we normally do. Restaurants are closed. It's takeout only. No movies, no concerts, no anything that is a gathering area. And people are losing their minds because President Trump hasn't done more. There's not anything more to do. Okay? He has medical doctors that are advising him. When those medical doctors advised him that hydroxychloroquine with a Z-Pak provided favorable results, people went nuts. He's telling me to take unproven, untested medicines. There are no proven or tested medicines for a brand new strain of any virus. Just can't happen. They have to be tested. Doctors look at COVID-19 and they say, well, it is a respiratory inflammatory disease. We know that hydroxychloroquine works with other respiratory inflammatory diseases, so we might test that. And when they see good results, and President Trump says that doctors are telling him this, people go insane. Governor Whitmer famously said she would sanction doctors who prescribed it. Now she's begging for doses. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are loading so much pork into the stimulus bills that you have more money going to non-COVID-19 related things than to COVID-19 related things. The NEA, PBS, things like that do not need to be involved in this bill. You want to increase their funding, then do it in a separate bill, directed at those things. Nancy Pelosi has famously also said, Congress will not reopen in April. How dare you even consider restarting the economy? And then yesterday, I had a video where I pointed a lot of things out. And I pointed out that the response to coronavirus right now, pardon me, is being politicized and used. I have never, I will never say that the virus itself and those who are suffering and dying from it are a ploy or a setup. If we later find out that the virus was intentionally released, I will not say that the virus itself and those who suffer from it and those who die from it are a ploy. I've said the response to it, and the response by the media and the Democrats to the response to the virus is being used. It is being politicized. The Democrats are very famously saying that they need to be the ones in control. Joe Biden has said he would have responded far quicker when he himself called the travel ban to and from mainland China xenophobic. Only now is he saying it should have happened sooner. There's others. Eric Swalwell famously tweeted, "Don't wear face masks, hashtag coronavirus," only to later recant that and say he shouldn't have done it. That is what I have said and will continue to say is the politicizing of this to demand power. We didn't see any of this from the media or any Republicans with H1N1, SARS, or MERS. MERS, the Middle Eastern virus. SARS, Southeast Asia virus. No one said it was racist to call them SARS or MERS. Ted Lieu famously has tweeted now that it would be just as logical to call COVID-19 the Milan virus. Well, no, Representative Lieu, it would not. It is not racist to point out geography. The virus originated in the Wuhan province of China. Therefore, it is the Wuhan or Chinese coronavirus. It is COVID-19, and it originated in a geographic region. So, no, Mr. Lieu, it is not racist or xenophobic or anything like that to call it by a geographic name. As I've said, if this originated in St. Petersburg, it would be the Russian virus. Milan, it would be the Italian virus. Paris would be the French. Vienna would be Austrian. Berlin would be German. London would be English. Chicago, it would be the American or Illinois or Chicago virus. It is geography. But that doesn't play with the normal plan of Democrats in the House and Senate. Anything and everything is used, is twisted, is politicized to demand that they be given power. You have some Republicans even joining them, with Mitt Romney now siding with the Democrats and saying that Trump is not doing enough. It's almost comical because the very people who were screaming in 2016, Trump is a dictator, he'll have us in World War III, and we'll be living in a tyrant nation. Those same people are now crying because Trump will not become a dictator and rule as a tyrant. It's frustrating. It honestly is. Because this is the exact point of the videos I made about Plato's Cave. I'm not saying that 100% it's only liberals. Okay, there are people on all political sides of an issue that play to the media. They are the puppeteers in the cave. And you escape the cave when you start questioning everything about it. I really wish I could still run that old RSS feed I had that was literally, this happened on this date, at this place, and these people were involved. It did not go into any other details. It was not, this man is a racist who attacked these people because Trump told him that he should. It was, this happened at this place, this time, on this date, and these people were involved. I was then able to read any number of other sources, question them, and make my own decision. I don't watch the news. I watch some opinion shows with hosts I enjoy watching. I watch my local news when I can stomach it. And that's it. I get as many sources as I can on something, and I read them all. But that's not allowed, apparently. You see, because I am not praising the liberal Democrats and liberal media for their attempts ongoing to seize power, I am apparently an ignorant racist bigot. When I point out that the Antifa, anti-fascists, are exactly copying the Anti-Fascist League from Nazi Germany, where they hid their faces and assaulted people who did not follow the approved party line. They're now doing it here. They're literally using the exact logo from the Anti-Fascist League in Nazi Germany with English letters instead of German. I was called an ignorant racist who just didn't understand. We need all of that to stop. As more and more people are starting to question the media, the Republicans in Congress, the Democrats in Congress, and more, we're seeing people escape the cave. We're seeing them start to question. We're seeing them start to, I will no longer vote only red or only blue. I will investigate each candidate, and I will vote for the candidate that best embodies what I want. I have never voted straight ticket. I'm not ever going to say, here's one box that will indicate all of my choices. I have voted Democrat. I have refused to vote. And that's because I investigate the candidates. It's the only real way that anyone should vote is to look at both people running for an office, investigate everything you can, look at all of their stances on anything and everything they're talking about, compare those to your beliefs and your thoughts, then vote for the person that best embodies them. That is the effect of escaping the cave. Unfortunately, the puppeteers have so much power now that we are producing people, producing young adults as they graduate high school, who are so enamored with the puppet show that they will never question it. I've spoken before about this. You have people who actually believe that abortion is a constitutional right and owning a firearm of any kind is not, when that is the exact opposite on both of those things. We have members of Congress and we have celebrity idiots who walk around guarded by men with guns 24/7 who demand that you give up your security. And today we have people who are nowhere near being medical experts speaking on a medical issue and calling doctors who agree that something is going well and being tested and providing good results, well, they're just idiots. They're just racists. It is the same tired old trope replayed for the billionth time. I don't know what else I can say. I am not ever and never will and never have said that the virus itself and those suffering from it and those dying from it are a setup. I'm saying that the media and the Democrats are twisting and lying about how things are being done to demand that basically they be handed power. I fully expect in about the next 3 or 4 weeks for Joe Biden to be named the Democratic nominee, and you will see speech after speech after speech. If I were president, I would have done it this way, and people would not have died. When we all know Joe Biden would never have banned travel from China, and it would have gotten worse. I don't know how else to say it. But I've said enough, I've rambled enough. I need to cook dinner, and I need to do a few things, and I need to go to bed. Until next time, everyone, please stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy. Stay home if you can. If you can't stay home, be careful. As always, please remember to like and share the video to widen the channel. Please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're part of the channel. Please be civil. I have had to block people for basically insulting me or others for not being a carbon copy of them. I don't like doing it, but I will. As long as you are civil and you don't resort to baseless inane comments or insults or the like, then I may just ignore you if I don't want to reply, but I will not go further. We are adults. We should converse like them. And if you can't, then I will do what I have to do. Until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day.